One of the reasons that the tax business is so well suited to a one-person business is that from the client point of view, clients actually prefer, in many cases, a smaller business. Very few businesses, I feel like, are so conducive to that just being not only acceptable from the client point of view to be working by yourself, but actually desirable. So I often think of the tax business as the last great small business in terms of just a business that is really well suited for you just working on your own. You know, a lot of businesses that you get into, you know, you're going to need employees, you know, you're going to need other workers. And so many people just have a tax business that's just them, right? They are the business. And so that doesn't mean that you need to not have employees or you need to not have a team. Certainly that's worth considering in certain situations, but the option to just work by yourself and serve your clients is readily available in the tax business. And in fact, here at Pronto Tax School, we have found that about half of our members work independently. And so they're solo entrepreneurs. They work by themselves. And so what our tax school network allows that solo tax business owner to do is to plug into a network, to have relationships with other peers and have support, even though you don't have other employees and other team members. And so one of the reasons that the tax business is so well suited to a one-person business is that from the client point of view, clients actually prefer, in many cases, a smaller business. So you'll hear a client say, for example, I love my tax guy, or I love my tax lady, right? They don't think of that company as a firm or a collection of people. They think of that personal relationship that they have with their tax guy or their tax lady. And so very few businesses, I feel like, are so conducive to that just being not only acceptable from the client point of view to be working by yourself, but actually desirable. Again, though, from the client point of view, is they want to know that you have those other resources and you have that backup, even though you're working by yourself in your own business. And so that's what we try to provide at Pronto Tax School. So the short answer, even though it isn't that short, would be that the tax business is a great business where you can start by yourself, working by yourself, but you also are able to build up other relationships with your peers through other membership programs and groups like we have at Pronto Tax School. And also just the interactions that you have with your clients, right? So you may be working by yourself, but really you're working as a teammate with your clients. You're having those interactions with your clients. You're learning about their families. You're learning about their goals, their dreams, their lives. And so you're not just totally out on an island, right? Just working by yourself. You're still getting that human interaction, even though you're working in a solo business. And you also can still grow your business beyond having a solo business if and when you're ready to do so.
Hey, this is Imelda here, and I just wanted to take a moment to remind you that if you'd like to keep up with our latest content, to make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.